Hi, all. Happy evening. So, I welcome you all to the third day of UI UX training, which is organized by Rotary Club of Madras Metro and presented and supported by Tech-iera Innovations Private Limited. So, before we could start with the class, I want you all to register your attendance here in the live chat just by typing in your name and your register number. Very good evening, everyone, those who are responding here in the chat. So, thank you for that. And as you all can just go here, type in your name and your register number to register your attendance for the day in the initial phase of the class. Um, After that, we can start with our syllabus for the day. Amazing to see all the cool replies that I'm getting over here in the live chat. So proceeding to this, okay. So yesterday, I mean, we will just dive into the syllabus that we have for the day, right? So as you all know that we are taking a look at UI UX design. Okay. So whatever I've been telling you till now also includes UI concepts and also UX concepts along with the tools that we handle to create the user interface. Okay. So I'll just open the Figma file which I've been working yesterday, and I hope you all received the poster reference that I sent you in the afternoon, and I hope some of you also might have tried it, tried to recreate it. So please do send us in the given drive. All right. So now proceeding further, what we will be doing for the day is today we are going to learn something very interesting. Okay, and also along with that we are also going to create one whole screen of UI buttons. Okay, so today you will be witnessing what or how um, we are able to see different sorts of buttons in the games that we play. All right. So this is just going to be predominantly concentrating on the gaming part of it. All right. But almost all the applications, whatever we are dealing with, is inclusive of the same process, whatever we are going to do today. Okay. So to start with, I have taken an image over here. Okay, so to bring it here, I'm just going to the references and let me bring the image and drop it over here. Okay. Okay. So now I have just made it a big, I mean, a bit large. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create one entire new screen like this. Okay. So once we create this, then we will be knowing how to import them or how to use them in the applications or the games that we create. Okay. So the process of this will be taken further in the upcoming 3D modeling classes that are coming up next week, and also the preceding week after the 3D modeling you will also have game design and development course. So in that so after you undergo all these next 2 weeks of classes, you will be able to witness where these buttons are actually used as, or how we are able to relate with them as buttons. Okay. So having said that, now I am going to start off with creating the exact representation of whatever we are seeing here. Okay, so as I am going to tell you how to create the user interface along according to the way how we are going to place them in the applications that we are creating for, I want you all to take a paper and a pen or pencil, and then once you are ready, please type READY here in the live chat to let me know that you are ready to listen whatever is coming up. So take a paper and a pen and type in READY ready here in the live chat so that from there we can take it forward. Superb. Yes. Now, proceeding further, we are now going to learn a few things that we have to keep in mind. Okay. So, the first thing of all when you are creating a UI is that you should not go for separate artboards, okay, separate frames when you are creating a UI for your game. Okay. For example, let's say if we are going to create a play button. Okay. Yes. So here, what I mean, I'm just roughly doing just because I'm just going to show you. So now I have, I mean, imagine that I'm creating a new frame, okay, which is going to be iPhone 14 or what else? I'll just go to this social media. I will take up this Instagram story itself for this. Okay. So this frame, imagine I am going to work for this frame. Okay. So setting up a frame is very important when you are planning to create a user interface for an application. Okay. So before you start with creating the shape, you have to set up the frame. Okay. And the frame always should be in the orientation of 1080 as its width and 1920 as its height. Okay. So the rule number one is always create a frame first, which is going to be in portrait orientation that will suit for any phone. Okay. So not all the phones have the same screen size, right? So some phones are 5.5 inches, some phones are 6, some phones are 5. Okay, so it depends various. I mean, it depends on the various types of models that the users use, right? So whatever application we are going to create will be for a mobile phone. Okay, so to make your UI fit in your mobile. Okay, so irrespective of whatever mobile you own, okay, if you want the UI to fit in your phone screen, okay, so for that, what you have to do is you have to first set up the frame. Okay, and the size of the frame should be 1080 as its width and 1920 as its height. Okay, so this is rule number one. The second rule is whenever you are creating UI, okay, whenever you are creating buttons, all right, so there what you have to do is you have to create all the buttons in one interface like this. Okay, can you see the buttons over here? So here we have a multiple combination of UIs. Okay, so here we are having settings button, then help, okay, then achievements, then store, then home button, and pause, play, next, refresh, okay, menu. All right, so all these types of buttons we are having over here. Okay, but when we relate it with a game, okay, so in a game or in any application, have you ever seen all these buttons to be in only one screen? Obviously not. So whichever is the main screen, that is whichever is the screen of the application. Okay, so here we will just take this Candy Crush main scene. Okay, so this is going to be the main scene of the game, right? So in this scene, you will be able to witness pause button or refresh button and all that. Okay. But if you take the home screen of this game, okay, which is the scene where you will be able to see different sort of levels. Okay. So this is how the home screen appears, right? So in this screen, you will be able to see settings button, then achievements, then lives, everything you will be able to see here in this screen and not in the main scene, right? So there are different options which are used in different scenes, okay? But still, when you are creating an interface, okay? When you are creating an interface, it is always good that you bring in all the options in one whole screen like this. Okay, because this involves in the application size. Okay, so when you update WhatsApp in the Play Store, okay, have you seen or have you observed what is the file size of WhatsApp? Can someone check and tell me? Go to Play Store, type in WhatsApp, okay, and then observe how much MB it is, and then type in what is the count of the MB you are able to see for WhatsApp. So again, I'll repeat, go to Play Store, type in WhatsApp, then in the WhatsApp, you will have, in the list that is popping up, so you will have a file size which is showing up. Is it showing 50 MB or 15 MB or 20 MB or 30 MB? So what is the file size that you are able to see in the Play Store? Can someone check and type here in the live chat? Yes, so when I checked it over here, okay, as I told you, I also checked it over here. So it shows 35 MB for me. Okay, so the file size of the application, whatever we create, has to be minimalistic. Okay, minimalistic means how much ever less the number is, that much engaging and that much interacting your application will be. Okay, you yourself might have faced an issue wherein if you have a larger number of applications or larger number of cache in your mobile phones, your phone will start to hang, right? So to avoid this, right? So if our application shouldn't have all this, it is always advised that you create every user interface option in one screen like this. Okay, so this is the rule number 2. So can someone type in what is the rule number 1? What is rule number 1? Yes, I am looking in for the rule number 1 that I told you, not the register number and your name as of now. I told you a set of two rules. So from that, what is rule number one? So I will give a quick recap on the same thing. Okay. So the rule number one is whenever you are creating a user interface, okay, whenever you are going to create some buttons and things like this, okay, so then you have to bring one frame. Okay, so you have to first import a frame first, so which has the size of 1080 as its width and 1920 as its height. Okay, if you are choosing some other frame size, okay, now instead of this one, okay, if I am going to choose here, I mean phone, and then if I choose this iPhone 8 size, okay, so what will happen is each phone has different size of screen. Okay, so your user interface will be looking small or big, or might not be in the actual size of your screen itself. Okay, so which will cause difficulty for the users. Okay, so to avoid this, we will commonly create a frame. So as Ruth has addressed over here, so we will be creating a frame which is in portrait, and it should have the size of 1080 as its width and 1920 as its height. This is rule number one. Okay, so rule number two is whenever you are planning to create a user interface, okay, so rather than going for the options in different screens, okay, now let's say this is screen number one. Okay, now if I just duplicate it over here, all right, and then if I create few other options in this frame, then it will go as screen number 2. Okay, so which means that you are increasing the file size of the application. Okay, so why this is important is, if you are increasing the file size of the application, your application will not be usable. Okay, so your application will not be able to be used. It will hang frequently. Okay, so that is the reason why you have to bring in all the set of buttons in one frame as much as possible. Okay, if you are not able to bring in so many things together here, as much as it is possible, you have to create that. Okay, so this is rule number 2. So now having said that, now here we have two different screens. Okay, so two different frames to be precise. So the first frame, we are just going to recreate the exact design that we have here. Okay, so first thing what we are going to do is, we will create these buttons which are pink in color. Okay, so now we will also be seeing how to bring in that kind of appearance wherein our buttons look like 3D, and also they look like they have some kind of reflection in them, right? So we are now going to see how to bring that. All right. So proceeding further, I am going to draw one rectangle. Okay, so since I have already drawn a rectangle here, I'm just going to take it. Now, we are going to just take this pink button as the reference. Okay, so after I have created the rectangle, so obviously when we look at the shape of it, so what kind of rectangle should I be putting? So it is the rounded rectangle. So a rectangle that has its corners rounded completely. Okay, so to do that, what I'm doing is, I'm going here to the corner radius. Okay, and then I am just increasing the corner radius so much, so that there is a kind of rounded appearance as I am able to see here. Okay, now I have increased it to 168. Maybe I'll round it off to 170. Okay, now I have got the kind of shape that I have here now. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep or just a duplicate of the same of whatever we are creating, just for us to know what is the difference that we are creating as we add further elements to the shape. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is now let's fill the color for this button which is here. Okay, so to fill the color, I am able to see pink color over here. Okay, so and also there is a kind of gradient with light pink. Okay, so now what I will do is I'll go to fill. Okay, by selecting this shape, I'm going here to the fill color, and a new menu is popping up. So here from solid I am changing it to linear gradient. Okay, so now I want the gradient to be in horizontal way. I don't want it to be in um, the vertical way. Okay, so for this what I am doing is I am taking the color picker. Okay, so to match the exact color of it, I am choosing pink first. Okay, using the color picker, and then now I am choosing the second node from here. So again I'm taking the color picker, and I am scrolling over it, and I kind of keep it on the lighter part of it, but still it feels almost the same. Okay, so I am manually bringing in the adjustment. Okay, now when I see the gradient seems to be in a vertical way. Okay, but I want it to be acting in this way, whereas initially I have the light pink feel, and then as I go it should be dark pink. Okay, something like that, or even more, I can even create the same dark pink tone here also. Okay, so now to reduce this effect I am okay, yeah. Now I have set the gradient. Okay, so now itself when I look into it, okay, so this white tone that we have given here, the reflection, right? So now what we are going to do is, okay, now itself when we look into this button and this button, so are we able to see some depth in this? Yes, we are able to see because of this line and the kind of gradient we have given. Okay, so now going further, we have to add one outer rectangle over here. Okay, so to add that outer rectangle, what I am doing is I am just right clicking over here, copy and paste. Okay, so now, okay, it has not been pasted, I guess. Yeah, it's not pasted. So again, I'm just going over here, copy and paste. Okay, where is it pasted? Okay, it's pasted over here. Yeah. So now I will just select it. Okay, and this time for this rectangle, okay, which is going to be the outer rectangle, so this time I am just going to have the stroke color of it. Okay, so if I closely observe, I am not uh, able to see any kind of fill color. Okay, but there is a kind of opacity in the color. So to bring that effect, what I am doing is I am removing the fill color from it, and I am adding stroke color, and I am making that stroke color to white. Okay, so once I have done that, I am also increasing the stroke. Okay, so for us to witness what is there, I am also filling the background with some color as of now. Yeah, so now we have the other rectangle here, but the stroke color seems to be a bit outer from where it should be. Okay, so I am just manually adjusting the rectangle. Okay, so now I have brought in the stroke color, but when we take a closer look over here, this feels like a glass some or the other way. Okay, so to bring that kind of appearance, what I'm doing is I'm going here to white and then I'm making it look transparent. Okay, and also to enhance this, what I am doing is I'm sending this rectangle, the white rectangle, behind this pink rectangle. Okay, so to do that, I am just taking it over here and then I'm placing it here. Okay, now when I take a closer look, so this rectangle is behind the pink one. Okay, so now again, what we are able to see here is this somewhere or the other looks like a glass gradient. Okay, so the stroke is not completely white. It looks like a gradient color. So when now we have to give it a kind of glossy appearance. Okay, so to give that, what I'm doing is I am just trying to search if there is any gradient color that gives us a glass texture. Okay, so I am just surfing it as glass gradient and color code. Okay, so I am just opening the kind of gradient that I can get from get the appearance of a glass. So from this, I will take the help of these colors and then I will be framing a new glass kind of gradient. Okay. So here, I'll go to the previous one. So here I have the kind of appearance. Okay. So now what I am going to do is I am just going to fill the stroke with gradient colors and the gradient color codes are going to be these codes. Okay. So now I am going back here. Then I am just clicking on the stroke. Now from solid, I am changing it to linear. Okay. So and also I am just making the line look like this. Or let me just change the angle and keep that is all. Okay. Okay, I'm just adjusting the gradient. Okay, so as that I am having that kind of gradient feeling. I mean glossy feeling. Okay, so I'm just looking where it suits the best. Okay, so I'll just leave my node over here. Okay, so for the very first color, what I'm going to do is let me click on this. Okay, to copy the color code. Okay, now I'm back here and I'm copying the color code. Okay, now next to it, I'm adding one more node here. After I have added it, I am copying the second color code. Okay, so now I'm going to the third one. Copy and then paste the code here. Okay, so in the meantime, so also not to make it look so dark or something, I am also adjusting in between the colors. Okay, so since I kind of feel that it more looks like a gray tone. Okay, so I am just trying to avoid that by adjusting the color. Okay, so to make it look glossy is also eventually important, but at the same time, it is also eventually important that we also take care of the appearance. Okay, so now I kind of feel that these four colors are doing enough justice to the look. Okay. So now further to this, we are even more going further and creating one kind of shape here. Okay. Can you see a slight opaque shape? Okay. So we are going to create that shape. Okay. So to do that, I am just taking in an ellipse. Okay, let me draw the ellipse and then I'm going to make it, I have double clicked on it, all right, and then I have just brought in the node, and now here I am manually adjusting the shape to bring that this kind of appearance. Okay, now I think it somewhere looks sharp over here. Okay, to adjust that, I am also manually adjusting this one. Okay. Mm, yeah. So now I just handle this. Yeah. So here I have made it look curved by clicking on this tool, okay, which is bend tool. So the same way I am doing for this one as well. Okay. So here I am just trying to match the shape, nothing else. So only thing is you have to be focused and a bit concentrated and patient towards whatever you are creating. Okay, so only then you can make a good appearance of UI. So that is the most important when it comes to the UI creation. Okay, so here I am just taking it like this. Okay, now I think I have created that kind of jelly bean appearance for the shape. Okay, so to do this, I am extending it even more. Okay, let me turn it. Okay, now I am sending this ellipse behind the pink rectangle. Okay, or I am bringing it before the pink rectangle, okay, but still I am going to make it look opaque, I mean transparent, okay. So here I am just going to leave it off in the corner. All right, let me also adjust the shape accordingly. And I'm going to give it a color which is going to be white. Okay, and after giving the color, let me make it look transparent. Okay, by adjusting the opacity bar which is here. Okay, now there is a kind of appearance that feel make it I mean that makes it feel that it is somewhat it has got some depth in it. Okay, so now to add the punch to the shape even more, we have to create these kind of reflections that we are able to see here and here. Okay, so to do that, what we are going to do is we are going to create a shape which is going to look curved. Okay, so for that, I am taking ellipse again. So I'm just drawing an ellipse. Okay, then double click, and this time I'm just going to bend it like this. Okay, so are you able to relate with this shape which is here? Now I am going to make it smaller. Okay, then let me turn it. Then I am taking it and placing it here. Okay, I'm going to make it fit within this jelly bean shape that we have already created. Okay, now I'm just going to make it fit over here and make it look thin. Okay, and now I am going to move this behind the jelly bean. Okay, now I am going to give it a color which is going to be white. Okay, proper white. Okay, now I am just trying to bring in that kind of glossy feeling to it. Okay, so just by reducing or increasing the stroke or sorry, color, or I am also trying to apply the gradient to it so that it will have that kind of shine in it. Okay, yeah, so gradient has worked here. Okay, so now further to this, we are going to create two circles here. Okay, so just to create the kind of reflection. So I know this looks pixelated, so that is why I'm just doing the enhanced version of it. Okay, so we are going to create just the two circles, which is going to merely appear like the reflection. So one is going to be big. Okay, and this big circle has got white texture to it. And again, from this thing, we learned that I mean, from this smaller curve, we learned that the reflection is given in a good way by the gradient. Okay, so other than this solid color, I'm just giving the gradient color, wherein I will be having the kind of appearance that looks like a reflection. Okay, so to make it look even more realistic, what I'm doing is I am also decreasing its opacity. Okay, and now I am making it a bit small. Okay, but this doesn't seem realistic. Okay, so here what I am doing is I am trying to make it as an ellipse itself. Okay, so that it matches with the shape that we have here. Okay, so now let me try giving solid color to it and then reduce its opacity a little bit. Okay, yeah, now it feels good. So now I am just going to bring in one small ellipse that's going to be like a dot. Okay, and place it here and give it a whiter color. Okay, and again I'm going to reduce its opacity a little bit. So here I am zooming in so much that I am able to get the actual results of what I am expecting. Okay, now here we where it looks like it has the reflections and all that. Okay, but still, these shadows are missing. Okay, so to bring in the shadows, what we are doing is we are selecting the rectangle. Okay, and then going here to the FX, and we are going to give it a drop shadow. Okay, and the shadow is going to be in y-axis this much and x-axis this much, and then I'm going to increase its blur. Okay, now can you are you able to find any kind of difference when you compare this plain rectangle to this one? If you are able to find any difference from this rectangle to this rectangle, please type in yes here in the live chat, or even if you are able to tell me what is the difference you are able to see, you can please type that also here in the live chat so that I can know and proceed further for the other set of buttons. Yes, if you are able to see or find any kind of difference between this rectangle that we created initially to this rectangle that we have made some changes now, type in yes. Or if you are able to specify what kind of difference you are able to see from this to this, you can also please specify that as well. Okay, good. Okay, so if you are trying to type in the answer, but still if you are not able to tell or type what is the answer that you want to type here, it is because probably you might have not subscribed to the channel. So please do that so that the training videos are also not yet missed, and also you will be able to comment here in the chat. Okay, good. All right. So now proceeding further from here, what we are going to do is we are now going to create a darker appearance for this. Okay, so when we compare the color here, it is kind of dark. Okay, but when we see that here, it looks like light. Okay, so to possibly bring that, what we are going to do is we are just going to bring in a darker color of where we are now. Okay, so let me choose this color, and now I will choose the color from here. Okay. All right. So now when we see this, we are able to see or find some kind of difference in the appearance that we have. Okay. So this is how you have to create a user interface for the games, that is the buttons that you are going to deal for the games. Okay. So if you have understood this, please type in understood here in the live chat so that I can know and proceed further. Yes, type in understood if you have understood how to create a button here in user interf sorry Figma, so that we can proceed further to create few other buttons which are here, which are going to look even more interesting and fun. Yes, good. So now we are going to go further for the next set of buttons that we are going to create. Okay. So the next button that we are going to create will be okay. Now that we have created, right. Uh, okay, Hashni has said she has understood. Okay. So if any one of you is having any kind of doubt, please also ping that over here in the live chat so that we can address that as well. Okay, please don't hesitate to ask a doubt or share your opinion when you are learning, because that can be the kind of learning that you get from the class, and also that can eventually benefit the other people who are watching this live. Okay, so now proceeding further, we are going to go for the text part. Okay, now that we have created a button, it is just the text that we have to create. Okay, so to create a text, so this is called as typography. Okay, so the text part, whatever we will be involving in an application, so that is called as typography. Okay, so to enable typography, what we have to see here is here we there is something called as fonts.google.com. Okay, so once you have typed it, okay, please note down this link in your paper. Okay, so it is fonts.google.com. Okay, so once you have done this, so whichever sentence or whichever word you want to type, okay, so that word you have to type over here. All right. So now let's say we are going to type it as play. Okay, so we are going to search for a font which will suit for this text play. Okay, so now I have typed play here, and as I scroll down, I will be able to see the same word in different font styles. Okay, so for this particular UI which we have created, okay, which sort of font will be good? So that is what we are going to see now. Okay, so as I scroll down, I have to see which font style will look good. So as of now, let me choose something in random. Okay, so here we have something called as black hollow. So I'll just mark it, and I have this turny. Again, this is also looking something similar for the game, and I am also scrolling it even more a bit down. Okay. So there is something called as right here. So this also looks like a game font. I am going even more further to derive at a proper appearance for the game. Okay, because even the typography matters when you are creating a design. Okay, and also the text has to be legible and proximate. So here I'm just going through it, and let me finalize one. Okay, I'll take this Patua one. Okay, so this is the type of the, style of the font. So here I am coming, and then I am choosing the text tool. Okay, so now I am going to type in PLAY. Okay, so once I have typed, I am just going to the design box which is here. Okay, and then in the drop down or I am just manually typing Patua. Okay, so I have typed Patua 1, and here a font style is changed to this font style that we have seen here. Okay, so can you see this? So now once I have done it, I am also increasing its size. Okay, then I am bringing it here and I am placing it. So once I have done it, I am also eventually changing the color of the font to match it with the color that we are dealing with. Okay, so yes, this is how one button is created. So whichever button, even if you take this in WhatsApp, okay, so in WhatsApp also you have send button, you have a status update button, you have new chat, you have new what is it, you have camera, you have smileys. Okay, so whatever you are able to access as buttons are created in this way. Okay, so this is how UI for games are also created. Okay, so next to this, now once we have designed this, it is even more simple to take all the other buttons as well, because we just have to duplicate the button and then we have to change the text alone. So that is the only thing that we have to do. Okay, so that is even more easy. Now next to this, we are going to see how to create this yellow button. Okay, yellow circle button which is here. Okay, so to do that, what I am going to do is, now you are going to guide me with the process. Okay, so please stay active in the chat. You have to tell me what I have to do after what. Okay, so you are going to guide me in the same. So now we are going to create this play button. Okay, yellow play button. Okay, so this is the button that we are going to create. So now what is the shape that I have to put in order to create this button? So what's the shape that I have to put if I want to create that yellow color play button? Okay, we have used gradient and strokes in the one we made. Ruth, can you please be elaborate? I'm not able to get you. Yes, so now we need to create this yellow button which is round. Okay, so first, what is the step that I should do? Okay, so let me take my hand over here. So now what we have to do is we have to create an ellipse as Kavya is guiding me. Okay, so now I have taken the ellipse shape. Okay, so now next to this ellipse, what is the thing that I have to do? So who is going to tell me the next step? Guys, please, enough sending your names and register number. Please concentrate on what we are doing. So this is the learning that you get. Okay. So yes. So now next to creating the ellipse, what should we do? Guys, I'm telling you again and again, enough sending register number and names. Please concentrate here. So now first, as Kavi Priya has said, we have created an ellipse. Now next step, what should we be doing? Okay. So ideally we have to um, select the color, right? So we have to fill the shape with a color that can be any solid color or even gradient color. So when we see this over here, it seems like a dark yellow and light yellow somewhere. Okay, so we will fill the shape with only one solid color now for a change. Okay, so we will just pick this color picker and we'll just fill it with one color for a change. So once we have done, okay, we have to create that glossy effect that we have created here. Okay, so before we create that, I am going to add an effect to it. Okay, I am going to add a drop shadow. Okay, so once I have added the drop shadow, I am going to regulate in which direction it is going to be. Okay, so one shadow, I am adding it in this direction and I am also blurring it, okay, to level 15. Okay, now I am adding one more drop shadow, which is going to be in, sorry, not this. So, which is going to be in this direction. Okay, and again, I am blurring it to level 15 here. Okay, now I have created a shadow around my ellipse. Okay, now next to this, what I have to create is another ellipse which is going to act like a glossy layer. Okay, so to do that, I am drawing an ellipse bigger than the one that we have created, and this time I'm removing fill color and let me give stroke. Okay, so I'm increasing the size of the stroke and I am taking it, placing it here. Okay, let me also increase the layer even more. Now I will change this to linear gradient. Okay, so after I have changed this to linear gradient, let me apply the colors accordingly. Okay, so here let it be white. Okay, and then let me give two other colors. Okay, so for that I'm taking help from this gradient. Okay, now let me choose this color and here I am just copying the code. The same code I am applying over here too. Okay, and this time let me choose white. Okay, but still this color somewhere feels that it is not uh, related to white color, so I'm just manually adjusting the option here. Okay, there is some shine, but there is a strong sense of black here, right? So to avoid that, I am choosing this and let me also give it somewhere in white, in tone of white. Okay, and then I'll reduce its opacity if needed. or okay, I'll leave my color picker over here. Okay, so yes, I have brought in the colors. Okay, so after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it inside. Okay, so I'm just going to fill it with some white color. Okay, but I'm going to make it look opaque. Once I have, sorry, transparent. Once I have done it, I'm going to send it behind the yellow color circle. Okay. So after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the uh, ellipse, I mean jelly bean kind of effect that we created here for the reflection. Okay, so for that, what I'm doing is I'm just copying it, duplicating it, taking it here and placing. Okay, now the thing is not seen because it is arranged behind. Okay, so for that I'm just taking it and placing it on top of this yellow colored circle. Okay, now I have placed it here. But still, what happens is it feels so obvious that there is something. Okay, so that I'm just reducing its opacity level. All right. So now to just show this to you, I am just bringing it inside and placing it here. Okay. So somewhere or the other, we got um, the appearance that we have here. Okay. But still, that kind of yellow color solid that we have given here doesn't suit the color that we have here. Okay. So to do this, I am changing this from solid to linear. Okay. So now here I am going to give a white gradient. Okay. White and somewhere slight yellow kind of color. So I'm just moving the slider and checking where should I be including that white tone. Okay. All right. So I'm just choosing some darker tone of yellow over here. Okay. But still, what I'm preferring to do is I'm also trying to bring in some white color here. Does this look good now? No, it does not. So what I am doing is I am trying to change the angle of this alone. Okay. Or I am going up here and then I'm just choosing the different types of blend modes that I can handle so that I'm able to match with the exact appearance that I require. Okay, I'm just changing a different sort of blend modes and checking if I'm get able to get the actual effect that I want here. Okay, so this soften is kind of giving me the effect that I require, but still, I mean, hard light. So now I am just trying if I can bring some kind of other color tones that I want. Okay, let me choose this color. Okay. Now when I see this looks light. Okay, so again what I'm doing is I'm changing it to hard, and let me bring this yellow color till here. Yeah, and I will just dim the appearance of white. Okay, yeah. So now when I check, it still doesn't seem to match. Okay, so now what I am doing is I am changing it to normal. Okay, so let me change the blend mode to normal, and now let me manually bring in that effect which I require. Okay, so first circle, I am just keeping it like this. Okay, so now what I am doing is, since I require the same kind of effect, I am now duplicating it. Okay, copy and paste here. Okay, so this time I am just rotating the um, direction of the circle. Okay, and now again I am planning to reduce its opacity. Okay, or I will just go here. Okay, now I have reduced the opacity a bit more. Okay, so this time I am just adjusting okay, this to be solid color, and the solid color is just going to be yellow. Okay, just for me to know the difference between this. Um, okay, okay. So now let me also enable this. Okay, so here again I am increasing its opacity to 100. Okay, so for this circle I am just giving the gradient back. Okay, yeah, so let me just rotate the gradient like this. Now I will send this ellipse behind this one. Okay, but still the other one seems to be so obvious. Okay, so this one is on top, but still this looks uh, just bright. Okay, so I'm just trying to reduce its opacity to 50. Okay, and once we have done it, okay, now still it looks the same. So I'm just trying to bring it forward and backward, just for me to know which is the one that looks Good. Okay, so now here I'm just trying to change the opacity of this color. Okay, so somewhere I am nearing it, I feel. Okay, but still that exact yellow color is not yet arrived. Okay, so I have to take a bit more time for the same to for me to arrive at the expected result. Okay, now I kind of feel that it is okay but not so perfect. Okay, so the main lesson that you have to learn from this is it is there is no a finite method for you to try out something. Okay, it is just the kind of understanding you have towards the shape and how you are visualizing that to turn out. Okay, now I am fixing it here. Okay, and now we will create this play button. Okay, so to create a play button, I'm just going up here and I'm giving polygon, and I'm creating a triangle, and then I'm just rounding off its corners. Okay, now I'm fixing it here. All right, and then let me color it in white. Okay, okay, so here I'm just trying to select these shapes and then align them in an order. Okay, so now I have aligned them in an order. All right. So now this is how my other set of buttons are created. Okay, but here the triangle looks very obvious. So what I am doing is I am just yeah. So now it looks somewhere good. Okay. Yes, so this is how buttons are created for your applications or games. Okay, so now further to it, you can also create similar other buttons. Okay, so for that, you have to know what are the tools available. Okay, so now since that I have shown you how to create buttons, now it is the time to show you how to create how to deal with different types of shapes. Okay, so to do that, what I'm doing is so yesterday we saw how a rectangle is there and how it will react and all that. Okay, so today we will go to this ellipse tool. Okay, so I will select this ellipse tool. All right, I'm selecting an ellipse, and then okay, let me come over here, and then I'm drawing an ellipse. Okay, so as of now I'll just delete. So just this rectangle is to let you know how things become different once you start designing. Okay, so just to let you know about the difference, I have just kept these things over here. So now I have drawn an ellipse here. All right, so as soon as I draw an ellipse, can you see this dot which is used as arc? Okay, so this dot, using this, what you can do is if you click on the dot and if you drag it behind, you will be able to see a partition in the shape. Okay, again I'm doing it, I'll just move it closer. So just for us to differentiate with the color, I will choose some purplish color for this. Okay, now what I am doing is I will click on the dot and drag it behind. So as I drag it to some extent, there is a partition. Okay, so as I drag it like this below, okay, there is a partition that comes up. Okay, so I am just dragging it underneath. Okay, so once I have dragged it, so there is a partition that is made. So now when we observe, there are three different dots that are shown. Okay, so previously we just had only one dot. Okay, now we have three different dots. So one is the angle. Okay, so which angle we want to turn our circle? So that angle is this one. Okay, and the second angle is second dot is we can define how much we have to make our circle smaller or bigger. Okay, so depending on our requirement, we can just move the second dot which says sweep. Okay, so the first dot says start and the second dot says sweep. Okay, the third dot is ratio. So what this ratio does is when you click on it and drag it, okay, it kind of creates a vacant place in the appearance. Okay, so now I have created one whole vacant place over here. Okay, so now when you want, you can just drag in and you can rotate, or you can even define how much big or small you want things to appear like. Okay, or even more, if you want to get rounded corners, okay, you can just come over here, and then if you increase the number, your corners will be rounded. Okay, so like this, you can create different things with the shape. Okay, and if you double click, you can also be able to see different node points. Okay, which will help you to create different sort of appearances. Okay, so this is how you can create different kinds of shapes. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll just make it tone black or something. Okay, so that you will have a shape. Okay, now this is a random shape, but yeah, you can have whatever shape you want to have. Okay, you can just create using the arc. Okay, and then you can just apply which or how much uh, should be the sharpness of the arc should be. All those things can be regulated by these. Okay, now when you see, you have a shape of a flower over here. Okay, so like this, you can just regulate between different tools that are present in the ellipse. Okay, so this is all about ellipse. And now as we go to this polygon, okay, now we'll go to the next tool, which is the polygon. So here again, you have the rounded arc. Okay, so you can just make the rounded corners for the polygon. This is one. So the other one is here. If you participated in the Illustrator class, okay, you will know that the polygon can come in any number of edges. Okay, so here also the same thing is applicable. Okay, so if you just keep your cursor in the other side of the circle. Okay, so when you draw a polygon, you will have two circles that are shown. Okay, so one will help you regulate the rounded corners. Okay, the other will help you regulate the number of edges that the polygon should have. So as of now, when we see here, there are three different edges. Okay, so if we move our cursor in a way, okay, that is if you scroll it upwards, Okay, your edges will keep building. Okay, now I have kept it over here so that I am having a polygon which has 7 edges. Okay, so like this, if you keep scrolling it upwards, you will be able to see different sort of shapes that you can create. Okay, so this is about polygon. And again, this shape also, if you double click on it, it will have several nodes. Okay, now when you just look into this, and you can just create an art and shape out of it. Okay, I know this is not an exact shape, but yes, so you can create whichever shape you want to have. Okay, so you can also round the corners of it, so if you wish to. Okay, so this is about polygon. All right. So now next to this polygon, we are now I'll just delete off this ellipse and polygon. Now we will see the other tool. Okay. So the next tool to this is star tool. Okay. So I am holding shift and I am drawing star. Okay. So as circle and polygon, this star tool also has for 3 different nodes or 3 different circles which are showing up here. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to see what does each circle over here tell us. Okay, so for that, the first node that we are able to see is it helps us to control the radius. Okay, which means the sharp corners. Okay, if we want to keep the corners sharp or just curved. Okay, so that one we can regulate with this radius node which is here. Okay, next to it we have this ratio here, and then next to it we have the count. Okay, so as the polygon, if we hold on to this node which has the count and scroll it upwards or downwards, we will be able to reduce or increase the count that we have. Okay, so this is 1. Now I will increase the count to 7 or even 8. Okay, and then now we have this one called as ratio. So as we saw in circle, okay, as we move it inside or outside, we will be able to switch between different shapes and sizes. Okay, now if I keep it like this, um it somewhere looks like a settings icon. Okay, so take your phone and see, so you will have the settings icon like this. Can you see this? So this is how settings icon appears, and if you just look at this, you'll be able to relate with it. Okay, so you can just double click on it and you can just regulate each and every node of it individually also. Okay, so this is how the star tool works. Okay, so you can also increase, decrease its size, okay, edges and all that you can do. All right, so yes, this is about the other set of tools that we have. Okay, so for today, what you will be getting is you will be getting this example image that I have kept here. Okay, so you have to create at least um, at least 2 buttons in each type. Okay, that is in this type, in the pink button type, you have to create at least 2 images. So in this yellow color type, you have to create at least 2 buttons. So like that, in each and every shape or each and every type that is available over here, you have to create 2 different buttons from the image. Okay, so this will be the task for your day. Okay, So now what I am expecting from you guys is to start off with creating one button from this. Okay. So what button you are going to create is this select button, which is here. Okay. Now you guys are going to work on this select button, which is shown here. All right. So you have to make it in Figma and send it to me on WhatsApp within 9 o'clock now. Okay, so your time starts now. So you just have to go to Chrome, open a new tab, search for Figma login, then go to Figma, then give continue with Google, then whichever account you have linked with Figma, select that account, and once your Figma file opens, create a new file. Okay, so for that you have to go to new design file, or if you have already created the file, go to the file by just double clicking over here, and then create a new frame. Okay, and the frame size can be anything. Okay, so once you have created that, you have to start creating this select icon, which is here. So this is the task for you all as of now. Okay, so I will be expecting your outputs within 9 o'clock tonight. Okay, so you all please continue doing that. Okay, start off with it. And at 8:55, your attendance link will be sent. Okay, will be put up here in the live chat so that you can give your attendance and you can exit at 9 o'clock. So you start doing the work right now. Guys, now your attendance link will be coming up here in the live chat. Before your attendance link reaches you, I am telling here that whatever tasks have been given to you, please finish that so that you will be getting your certificates without any hindrance. If you are not submitting or finishing the given tasks, then there might be a problem happening in your certification. So please keep this in mind and try sending the tasks whichever are given to you, right? So you will also receive this image which is shown up here, right here, in your WhatsApp, so that you can also recreate the entire image as I told you. Okay, so within Saturday, try to give me this entire representation which is over here, so that will task for you uh, for this particular UI use. Okay, so then once you are done with it, once your 3D designing and also your game design development courses get over, so then in your game design and development course, you will be seeing how to use these buttons in your game. Okay, so that is the precise thing, and now your attendance will link will be coming up here in the live chat. Please give the attendance and you can leave for the day. Guys, your attendance link is up. So still it is not here as link. I'll just post it again. Okay. So, those who are using in your system, you can please copy it and paste in your browser, and please do the attendance. For the rest, you will either receive it on your WhatsApp, or you will please get the link over here in the chat. Yes, Ruth, you will get it. If you are operating from your system, you can please copy whatever I have sent previously. Please copy that and paste. Yes, you will be getting it in a moment. Yes, your link is up. You can please give your attendance and you can leave for the day. You will receive the practice image in your WhatsApp.